Attention gamers. In case you are new to my igloo, I am Rav, and like many of you, I have been hard stuck down in the depths of elo hell since the beginning of time. And like your typical League of Legends player, I have become a pro at blaming others for my losses while trying to avoid looking into any mirror and realizing where the problem is. So last year, when a few more people started watching my games and the pressure to improve my rank increased, I did what any logical player would do. I grabbed a Grandmaster Elo jungler who took the idea of one-tricking Lee Sin a bit too seriously and had him duo with me. So while highs consistently carried, I continued having my ultra-brief moments of brilliance only to immediately revert back to the Rav that we all know and flame.
That was clean. Wait, you're gonna take tower, you doofus! You dumbass.
That said, we eventually hit plat, but something wasn't right. Rather than everyone giving me praise, paying for my meals, offering me their wives to lay with and their children to raise as my own as congratulatory gestures, I basically just became the poster child for the word boosted. Now you can say I have a big nose or that my real voice sounds like prepubescent Hermit the Frog hit the bong one too many times, but telling any league player they don't deserve their rank is where the line is drawn. So with a chip on my shoulder, I decided to make a new account and play only solo queue by myself to prove that I can hit plat alone, and that I would document my entire journey on a new channel named Boosted Betty. And needless to say, not too many people were betting on me. And they were right not to, as at close to 100 games and I was still stuck in the bottom of silver, and that's when the naysayers in my comments started chanting a new name. Neace. They wanted me to hire the coach who tells it like it is to see if someone who does this kind of stig for a living has any hope of curing my Rav syndrome. Now my first thought was that if I wanted someone to review one of my VODs and backseat drive me, 2020 hindsight the shit out of my gameplay, I would just read my comments. So why would I pay for something like that? And thus our first conversation went something like this. But he assured me that he isn't that kind of coach, so I gave him a chance, and immediately I was converted to being a believer in his ways, as I was unstoppable with this big brain bug in my ear. His name may be Neace, but he was like my freaking Uncle Morpheus guiding me through the Matrix. When he said I needed to dodge left.
And then move to the left towards chickens, there you go.
It was exactly what I needed to do. When he said in loading screen that the enemy bot lane would be a problem.
Most Fiora players suck, Darius jungle's terrible, most Syndra players low elo suck. The only lane that's kind of gonna balance it out, I think, is bot lane.
You can bet your ass off that was the diff that determined the defeat. When he said cheat bot because quote unquote we know their jungler is up north.
Cheat more towards bottom now though, because we know Darius is up there.
You already know where the gank was coming from. So in this video I basically was like a gypsy groupie with Morpheus Neace as my Tommy Lee drummer, as I surrendered my body to him and did everything he told me to do, even if it were things I would never do before.
Jump on his head, jump on his head, jump on his head, jump on his head, jump on his head. See?
And it always worked out. Now the session started with him looking at my champ pool and basically having some beef with my banging internet GF pick because of some mythical concept known as agency.
Hate, despise, hate looks. I try to get everybody thinking in terms of agency. View League of Legends like building a house, all right? So we got to build a house. We need a foundation. We need different rooms. We need pillars, we need plumbing, we need electricity. We need all these things in order to build a house.
I guess in a world where Rift layoffs happen and everyone now needs to build houses, you don't want a Lux because she only knows how to build doors when other champs are capable of building a lot more parts of the house themselves. In LEGO Legends language, this sounded like this.
We need to be able to DPS. We need to be able to split push. We maybe need some sustain. Maybe we need some CC. Maybe we need some objective control, right?
And so he declared my bliss would come from playing Trist with these as my runes because, Morpheus?
The biggest thing that we're looking to do here is we're trying to set up a situation where we're guaranteed to get to late game, we're guaranteed to get strong, and we're able to either harass, take plates, or just farm big whenever, the lane phase is pretty much ours. This is one of the strongest picks in mid right now.
And we were off into the first game to apparently, and for the first time ever, act confident against an Aurelia.
We're going to be very, very confident in what we're doing, so...
And in the spirit of improving yourself due to coaching or learning new skills, I would like to introduce you all to my good friend, Sir Skillshare, aka the easiest way to level up the intelligence skill in the character selection screen of the RPG known as real freaking life. Picture this. You are deeply in love with this girl, Sarah Beth. And you have the next 90 years of your life planned out with this chick, but she leaves your ass because according to her you never work on yourself, and she can't be with someone who can't pay the bills because they aspire to be a YouTube gamer, so she leaves you for that douche Dale because he has a stable job as floor manager at Target and drives a Prius. So you play some deep dark reforming music and join Skillshare, where you learn how to be a better creative writer storyteller by Danny Jose, and then you discover how to edit this new and improved commentary into YouTube worthy vids by someone who has been there done that, and now now you not only are paying the bills, you are showering in them. Totally not projecting, but Sarah Beth can eat my ass now.
Raf, please stay on topic.
Thanks to Skillshare for providing said bills for me to shower in from this video, and they are also offering free premium memberships to the first 1,000 people who use my link in the description, so you can try it free today. Better yourself and defeat the douchedales of the world. Okay, so the game begins with Morpheus saying this.
So, all you're gonna do not level anything. Don't level your E, don't level it.
And I am like, yeah sure coach, let me just not buy items either and brush my teeth with my hairbrush and do all kinds of shit that makes no sense, but turns out I am just a moron when he explained why.
Reason that we're not leveling is because I don't want you to shove for no reason. I want you to deliberately choose what you want to do.
Makes sense, but I chose lead because that's what I quote unquote wanted to do, and that rarely turns out well, so I was skeptical. That said, I quickly learned that he really likes making his clients be annoying little piece of shits to their lane opponents.
Yep, keep autoing her. You cannot stop autoing.
Like every time I thought about taking a break from swimming through her half-decomposed slimy chipotle with queso dinner last night. Aftermath, he was firm about instructing me to get right back up her anus, and it was working as we had her low until this happened.
Same plan. She goes to farm this, you're gonna E and Q the shit out of her. Get ready. Yeah, you're fine. Ignite her for that. It's close. Just because you tank tower.
And at this point I was on his website looking for the refund button because his coaching doesn't disable towers, while he was probably trying to come up with an excuse for why he can't coach my dog water marinated ass, but we pressed on. And thanks to our blood booger with hitting a hottie snot rocket in, it was her turn to go full-blown Yasuo dash into danger tank tower and die. The other thing I noticed was that this dude was impatient as shit when it came to just about everything.
Bye. Hurry up and buy.
Always hurrying me along like he desperately needed to go bake some brownies in the Oval Office and I was keeping him from this urgent toilet time or something. That said, Mr. Malignant Mucus was back again right after, so we hit a double hop mid snoot bop combo, and despite eating a stun like an insubordinate hungry hippo around a power hungry mall cop, I got another kill, to which I asked him if he wanted to get on webcam, whip our shirts off and pound a quick tequila shot, you know, coach client team building type of stuff.
No, I'm not doing that.
And I don't know if my jungler just had a gift card to Cabela's or what, but this dude was adamant on camping and I wasn't complaining, considering this kind of attention from my own jungler is about as rare as rocking horse shit. So despite diamonds being drawn, we had this dumb broad testing death timers all game. Then he had me start on the jungle camp genocide strat where I would get some protein from chickens while a bunch of people had their dicks tangled up in dragon pit, and because I was both fed and farmed, I was starting to feel the power. So easy tier 1 Towie gets slapped on the resume, and then he had me continue to push, which made me uncomfortable knowing my comments would be full of backseat Becky saying I had 3 wards cozied up in my bags, but this is what he said to that.
No. Fuck the vision right now. E this and Q, and then move to the left. Move to the left towards chickens. There you go. Yeah, that's fine.
And which one of you bronze buffoons are going to argue with this future predicting fortune teller, because it wasn't going to be me, as I was Chad cheeks clapping happy just to call him my personal Morpheus on the phone.
Morpheus on the phone.
And I think he was having a good time too, because there is just never a shortage of things to laugh at when it comes to my gameplay. But I wanted to revisit the whole warding discussion because I am like PTSD Patty over here from all the soccer mom banger 420s in my comments telling me to jump off a roof and then donate my dead dumb corpse to science so they can determine the root of stupidity every time I don't use my wards, so I had him expand on this.
I'm saying I'm not warding because it's just not important at the moment. Like, how are you going to get caught by Mordekaiser, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It's just not.
And just a word of advice: when getting coached, it's typically good to not do the opposite of what they are telling you.
Save your E. Save your E.
Fuck.
Oh, shit. That's okay. Focus tower then.
And I couldn't help but to feel like a selfish enema got shoved up my shitter with this strat as I was taking camps in AFK sitting mid, but this is what he had to say about it.
So even though we're not like super active on map at the moment, think about it. We got these towers ourselves, and now we can like knock this tower down. We have 2 items already, so we're really ahead of schedule actually.
And I also learned that early inhibs are bad. #brainfuck, so I hope I am not the only one who just learned this.
I don't like to take inhib. I leave. I normally go like to wolves and then the Gromp or something. I mean, they're gonna take inhib regardless. You can hop wall. They're gonna go to inhib regardless, but like, we can't end the game, so normally inhib is just giving the enemy team more gold.
So I just went bot and asked if I should whack my wiggy in front of this tin twat instead while my team is taking objectives.
Yeah, I would like in this spot. There's really nothing to farm, as you can see, but my eyes are on wolves and Gromp right now. Like I'm just thinking about.
And while he was thinking about real things and next moves, I was just trying to piss off this closet cucker enough to dance with me, and my mind games move eventually worked, which prompted quite the quarrel that I only won because I was so much fedder than him. You could call me Roger.
Even though we played it messy, it doesn't matter. Go to Gromp.
Playing it messy was his polite way of saying I am a dogshit player mechanically and that someone is probably fucking my fake wife right now because of it. But what's important to note is that we won the game easy and I rocked a KDA and farm count worthy of printing out and hanging on the fridge. Then we got into the second game, which was just your typical shitfest full of solo queue surprises, and as I mentioned in the intro, the only thing to note was that fortune teller Uncle Morpheus predicted to perfection that my bot lane would be about as useful as a kickstand on a tank.
The only lane that's kind of gonna balance it out, I think, is bot lane.
So needless to say, this game moved to the fuck bucket folder and we moved on. But it was reassuring to hear the master state that even a hard smurf would have had a difficult time pulling that last game, considering most people typically leave me a laundry list of things they would have wiped scrub daddy clean with their half chubs differently to win a loser's queue game like that with ease.
Like that's one of those games where I'd like to get somebody like the guy that was coaching me on Tristana earlier today who like mains it, or like somebody like some challenger Trist main or something that's active, like to see if they could have pulled that win out, because that would have been one for the books right there. That would have been an incredibly tough game to get out of. Yeah.
Then the third game started, and I'm telling you right now, 9 out of 9 times when a time twat like this wants to get dashy on me and lights me on fire, I am hopping away. But not when I have big cock confidence from having coach in my ear.
Jump on his head, jump on his head, jump on his head, jump on his head, jump on his head. See?
And I feel like I've just gotta hold this W up high for all the hardstucks out there, because a minute later I showed my keen observation skills when he said,
"Go ahead and this guy could flash on you. He's thinking about it."
And I was just like, big brain, this bitch has no flash.
Oh, okay.
But he quickly found his crystal ball and went right back to telling me exactly what was going to happen.
Cheat more towards bottom now though, because we know Darius is up there.
So right after I evade the gank that I knew for like 2 minutes exactly where it would come from, I came back right to Mr. Mohawk with the small cock followed orders to quote unquote eat his ass.
Eat his ass. Ignite ult him if you need to. Jump away. Good job. That's a win.
And when 200 years Tony did eventually grab my ass, I called his jungle presence and raised him with one of my own. And once again the snowball was rolling. So right back to me performing this new concept known as thinking ahead and actually planning what I was going to do next.
Now play towards the top because you know they got dragon. Eat the tower, take place from them. You know they're coming from bottom, so you already have your exit strategy. You're gonna walk north if they show up, okay?
Aye aye, Captain. Which landed the good guys 2 kills on the wind spinning shit stain and little Ronnie the Rooster Rider before bathing us in that sweet first tower gold. And so normally if I was 3-1 with farm good enough to play on that all chicks LCS squad, I would be more gung-ho than a stripper on quarter beer night to go flying in there and secure some cash. But he had a smarter approach.
You can probably, okay, don't jump, just walk up with EQ and stay calm. Yep, EQ calm, just very calm.
Which took great restraint on my part, but he later explained why he wanted the leash to stay on.
I don't want you wasting it and then having a scenario where it's like, oh, I wish I would have had that.
And the strat remained systematic. Kids might be taking their spring breaks south to fuck each other, but we stayed mid with a goal, and any shit in our way would be heard dogged out of our way.
Shove mid, don't chase. People are in our way, they're not in our way no more, right?
And while this playstyle felt odd to yours truly because of his fetish for always fighting, Uncle Morpheus reassured me in a few different ways why this type of play wins games.
It's because newbies like fighting, they don't like doing the chores. I love the chores. You know what I mean? Like, it isn't fancy, but it's reliable. Sometimes winning in League isn't going to necessarily be the sexiest thing ever.
But you know what is sexy? Seeing their poor little archer all alone and fitting your entire dick and balls in his mouth in 3 autos. Or actually having an impact on fights as a low elo marksman when I am more accustomed to having the responsibility of holding someone on the other team's gold in fights until they were ready to pick it up, and after experiencing the power of some big dick right clicks due to this strat, my opinion on coaching was changed. Now Uncle Morpheus told me about 2 more sleeper OP picks mid that I don't play, but if I put on my YouTuber hat and tell you all to like the video to the point where it gets 12,000 likes, he said we will do another collab on one of those champs. Also, if you want this Morpheus in your ear, you can book him yourself at Neace.gg, and if you want to see how our full session went, including all the dirty things we talked about on and off camera.
I can talk to you more when I'm not recording.
You can check out his POV with our real comms over at his Neace YouTube channel. Rav out.
Rabby boy, I'm in your crib with the blappy boy. Talk to me slick and I'm popping your pappy. If happy talk back, then I'm taking your Grammy and boy, oh boy, I'll make her happy.